And you hear footsteps coming toward, but you barely, Tegan and Professor Hayes, you barely see kind of glinting in the light some kind of movement of something or someone. You land outside, Benny, and you see that over to the side, to the right, there's a mine car cart, and there's something shiny on it, like coal with maybe some diamonds in it. Maybe gold coins even, who knows, something like that is there. Inside, the steps come forward. And can I get a defense roll from you, Professor Hayes?
Mm-hmm.
You are eased by 1.
As he's approaching, I'm like, now, just stay back. Like I said, we're leaving. We're gonna get out of here. It's an 8.
Oh, all right. So you take 2 points of damage, and the rest of you see this wound open up as this across his chest from some kind of a cutting implement, and you are hit by that axe. And even though you can't see it, that axe so well, you definitely can feel it. And it hit hard enough to push you back a bit too.
Yeah, I slam against the wall behind me, probably where and then grabbing my arm, being like, I don't know what we're gonna do here, fellas. This is not good. And suddenly something kind of comes over me, and I start reciting some words in a different tongue, and I'll use shake the bones on this thing, and basically you start speaking. Well, it doesn't have any bones to shake. That won't work. Never mind. No. I'm gonna seeing that it's in here, I'm gonna book it into the other. No, you know what? Sorry. I'm gonna stay put. I'm gonna say, you guys get out of here. I'll try to hold it as long as I can, but you need to get out and open this window from the other side.
So we're a room away from them, or from him,
Half a room.
and Benny's outside.
Yes, and Benny is outside the window.
Okay.
Can I get initiative from the rest of you inside there?
Now, remind me what you roll for initiative in Cypher. Just a D20.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can use speed.
Use your speed, right?
That is an 11.
That is a. Oh, for a second I thought that was a 4, but it's a 14. That's better than I thought it was.
All right. So, Professor Hayes, you get to go first here. By the way, you can coordinate your actions. I have no issues with that. So, if you have a feeling that you need to coordinate, I'm all for it. Especially because all your rolls are pretty close anyway.
So the professor and I are still the only ones that can see this creature, right?
Correct. Yep. Which is 2 out of 3 of you.
Ain't bad. Not great. Ain't bad.
Not good. From my perspective, pretty bad.
Just know I probably wouldn't attack it. Like, if I saw a ghost, I wouldn't think like I'm gonna slice this ghost. You know what I mean? Like, so I feel like my instinct is to try to get away, but I'm trapped in here outside from where you are, and this light coming in. It's from like the light. Where's the light coming from in this room? It's
from the window that Benny was shoved out. There's sunlight coming in from that side. It's facing the sun side.
Okay. So worst case, I can maybe I'll book it towards that. Well, I'll try to keep him busy, and then you all can book it towards this window. Maybe. I'm not the toughest guy though. I will be honest. So yeah, for mine, I'll just like try to like take a defensive position, like not like fighting position, but just kind of like getting ready to dodge to the side or something.
You are muted.
Tegan, what are you doing?
I am going to see between what I have on me and what I can find in the room without getting chapped. If there's something I can put together, because if the sunlight is the thing that's at least helping us out some, I want to figure out a way if I can either blow up something to get us more sunlight or create a similar effect to like maybe temporarily give the doc some time to like get to us so we can get out together.
Do you have some way of expanding the window hole?
I could probably craft something to do it. I'm also skilled in carpentry and blacksmithing and in crafting ciphers and artifacts.
All right. So, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to work the wood, or are you trying?
I want to find something that might help, like give the doc a chance to get to us. Like if I can craft something that I think might like give him advantage or an ability to get to us, so that we're at least all together in the same room.
Well, he can back his way to you.
Okay.
He's not actually prevented from getting to you. He's actually just being courageous and trying to.
So he's between us and the axe guy. Okay. Then knowing that, I will turn to what we already use and be like, how can I make this bigger so we can shove who I'm assuming Walt is the largest of us out of.
Yeah.
I'm going to use Walt as a measurement. So I'm going to make this hole as big as possible through destructive means if necessary.
Well, the things in the room that you have in here, there's the bed, there is the liquor bottles, the fireplace with a fire, still embers are still burning in there.
Are there tools, maybe like a poker or something?
Yeah, there's probably fireplace tools, one or two, maybe a poker and a shovel.
So my first instinct is if there's alcohol bottles in here and we have fire.
I always have some mead on me.
I can create some, hopefully a smallish explosion and get us the heck out of here.
But you do see Benny standing outside the window looking over at the mine area. So if you're going to do it, you probably want to get Benny to move out of the way.
Benny, move, and I don't go to mine. And I'm just going to like start scrambling and get things together.
Where are you moving to, Benny? Are you moving?
Benny would move away from the house, and I think she would. So she's knowing the state of her right now. She's afraid. She's like between flight and freeze, and like she ain't got nothing left to care about that minecart. So she's probably going to run towards like a tree that is the opposite direction of the minecart.
Yeah, all right.
Because she's just afraid of everything.
Yeah, into the neighboring woods. You're more comfortable there anyway, probably.
And she's going to like duck behind a tree.
All right. Tegan, you see Benny in a kind of a panicked run head to the trees and hide behind some trees and brush. What are you doing, Walt?
I don't see this thing.
You don't.
But I gotta try and protect my own somehow. So I'm gonna run to the fireplace, grab a poker, and also grab a piece of, if I can grab a piece of burning wood, like fire, like a torch.
Yeah.
And just like wave it in front of the professor.
Hold on a second. I got a dog barking like crazy.
Aw.
It's secretly Benny. I'm just kidding. It's not. She can't do that again.
Not so secretly, Benny.
He shoved his toy underneath something and couldn't get it. Very upset about that. Still is upset about it. We don't know where it went. So,
I can relate.
Yeah.
when a dog wants to play, a dog wants to play. Can you say again what you're doing, Walt?
I run over to the
You grab
fireplace.
the poker and the
Grab a poker and a piece of wood and just start waving willy-nilly out in front of the professor.
All right. Make me a roll to hit. An attack roll.
Oh, that is a natural 20.
You hit something in the air. You're not sure exactly what it is, and it sort of sticks in the air for a moment against something.
It hits some kind of resistance.
Yes. And you, Professor Hayes, and Tegan see the fire just sort of hit against this space, and for a moment you see the edge of this figure there, and it backs away for a moment before stepping forward and swinging its axe at Walt. Can you make me a defense roll?
Sure. That is that is a 3.
Okay, so you get hit
Oh,
with
I'm
something.
sorry. I do have +1 to armor because of wrap.
Okay, so instead of taking 2 points, you take 1 point from something that hits you and causes a cut, kind of like what you'd seen happen to Professor Hayes. And it hit with enough force that it like, you felt it and it pushed you back some, like you were hit with an axe.
Well, that ain't good.
And then back to the top, Professor Hayes, what are you doing now?
I saw Walter connect with it, so
Yep.
seeing that, I'll take out my pocket, my knife. It's like a large like knife and a light weapon. And seeing it turn towards Walter now, just try to come at it from behind, and stab it like very little finesse. It does not look macho at all.
All right. Roll. You can roll to hit or roll
right.
your attack.
I'll put 1 level of effort into damage as well.
Okay.
Oh, 2.
You seem to miss. You
Yeah.
swung and it moves. Whatever it is, it moved quicker than you thought it would. Tegan, what are you doing now?
I'm gonna get whatever I think will blow out this wall together.
You're making a boom.
Yeah.
All right. So you are.
If I can minimize damage to us, that would be great. But I just really won't get out of this house.
All right. So you're going to spend your action assembling the equivalent of basically a Molotov cocktail with an extra bit of boom to it.
Yeah.
All right. We'll get back to you in a minute. So, Walt, what are you doing when you, after taking that hit?
I think I noticed that Tegan is trying to work on something behind me.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'll try and buy you some time, even though I'm like cutting and bleeding and all this stuff. And
Yep.
I'm just slashing willy-nilly still.
All right. You can roll.
Not nearly as impressive with a 4.
Yeah, no, you don't seem to make contact this time. And Benny, you're out there by the tree line, and
Yes.
and you're looking back at the house waiting for them, and from behind that cart in the hole of the mine, you see like darkness, and then an eye opens up in the dark, and it is as big as a plate, and it stares out, and then it blinks closed, and it ain't there no more.
Sorry, I hope that muted in time.
It did.
Can I give the next person to act that is an out? Don't use this on our enemies. The help action by screaming
I would give
as
that
kind of like
a
to
child screaming.
influence them to
People will
child
accelerate
screaming.
their needs.
Because that's terrifying, and so Benny would just let out a scream, and that's going to notify them they need to hurry up.
Yeah. You all hear Benny scream. I'm going to give everyone an easing on their rolls for at least one turn that affect escape. So back at the top, Erwin.
Mm-hmm. I'm shouting, Tegan, how's it going over there?
Just
And
one
then-
more moment.
I'll wait for Tegan's turn.
Okay. Tegan, you got it ready.
Everybody back in 1, 2, 3.
So do you have to throw it, or do you set it there? How does it work?
I probably give it just a teeny tiny wick to give me enough time to maybe not die in the explosion, but quick because like we're fighting an invisible axe man. So I don't want to die by that either. And the child just screamed bloody murder outside, so maybe there's more ghosts out there.
You suspect you all are going to have to get out of this room, at least for a moment, to let the boom go boom.
That's why I was like, oh!
And the only other place to go is into the room where this thing is.
Just running straight at it, because I'm like, it's gonna explode.
All right. You all see Tegan go in front.
Duck!
Walt, what are you doing?
I guess I'm following.
You go charging in. Walt, can you make me a defense roll? You are hindered by one running right into the swing.
That is a 10, and again +1 armor from
Yep.
wrap.
You take 1 point of damage from. Thank goodness for that armor. You get another slash, and it hits you hard enough it knocks you a bit back instead of letting you go forward into the dark of the other room. And then the wall blows out around the window. It shatters into the glass into pieces, blows a hole through the wall. Everyone can make me a speed roll, please.
Ooh, Walter got a natural 20.
You jump just out of that room when you hear that boom go, and you avoid any kind of hit.
Appropriately, Tegan got a 2.
Tegan takes 3 points of damage from bits of glass and wood that are thrown like a bomb blew it up.
I should have given myself more wick.
And Professor Hayes?
14.
14. So you jump, you get out of the way, maybe behind a little bit of the doorway, and you do not take take the hit, but stuff just sprays into the room, wood and glass, and there's now a hole in the wall in the other room, and the door on the other side goes and opens slightly,
Rude.
and the wind blows on it.
Just gonna stand up
Back
and
to the
brush
top.
myself off.
Time to go.
Professor Irwin, you are first.
All right, I'm booking it.
All right. And you run, you have to kind of jump through the hole and kind of, because it's not big enough to just walk straight through. You kind of jump through that hole.
Yeah. Done dodging rubble and stuff that's probably all over the ground
Are
now.
you an athletic sort? I don't think you are, right?
The extreme opposite.
He's one of them academic types.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking. All right. You want to make me it would be an athletic kind of thing. I think it'd be might. You want to get a strong jump, get through it, be accurate.
Okay.
I'll give you a might and make it a might roll.
Ooh, it's a 6.
A 6. You take a point of damage from sliding across the glass and debris, and you get caught on some wood as you're jumping through, but you take a point.
Glass in my arm.
What are you doing, Taken?
I am just getting up and running back the way I can.
And you going through the same hole, I assume?
Yes, I'm attempted to get through the hole. I'll
right.
scramble if I need to.
Make me that roll.
Oh yeah, that's gonna go well.
The mighty Taken.
That is a 12, so better than the dodging.
12. So you get through. You don't take any damage, but you do get caught on some stuff where it catches clothing and stuff, throws you to the side, but not hurt. And then Walt.
If I'm not gonna make it through I'm certainly gonna try and make it through the hole in the wall. And if I don't, I'm gonna make a Walt-shaped hole in the wall.
All right, make me your might roll for your jump.
That is a 12.
All right. You knock a bit of the wood on the edges off, but not enough. It's with your armor. It's enough to prevent any cuts or damage. And the three
Now
of
it's
you
wall-shaped.
come out, and you all see Benny kind of by the trees, really looking afraid, and she had just screamed, so there is that.
We need to go.
Are you all right, Benny?
There's an eye in the door, in the door, and she points to the mine. There's an eye. There's an eye.
And there's no eye, as you've seen before. Its eye closed or whatever, disappeared. And there's also no cart there no more.
I kind of give
Okay, well, there's no eye there right now, but there was an eye.
I give an eye to Tegan, and I'm like,
Hagen just looks a little defeated because she hoped that they could just ignore this one, but they can't.
I think it's time
We can ignore it by running.
We should probably go get the Father B. I think he might need help with this.
We might need all the divine intervention we can get.
Yeah. Also, I would like to sleep, and you guys are bleeding.
Oh hell!
Yeah, there's a bit of blood. Just a bit. So where are you going?
I assume the town, and we'll figure it out from there.
All right. It takes you about an hour of traversing the hills and the road to get over the bridge, and you are on the edge of town, on the opposite side from TJ's.
While we're walking, Benny, who's like holding Tegan and Walt's hands while we're walking, she wants to say to them real quietly, loud enough for the professor to hear, but she's only got 2 hands to hold. But she's gonna say, once we're far enough away, obviously.
Yeah.
Don't tell the father. But the fox was not the mushrooms.
Tegan's just gonna like pat the hand that she's holding with her other hand because Tegan's not great at social situations.
I think Walt would just kind of humph at it.
Don't worry, kid. There's stuff I don't tell people either.
Okay, thank you.
When you get to town, you see there are a lot of people. It looked like the party that went on last night was pretty hardcore. There are a lot of people sleeping in the grass and on the ground. It's cold out, no snow or nothing, but it's cold, and some people look like they're less well dressed than they ought to be during this kind of weather. There are bottles here and there, and the people that are sleeping, that they're obviously drunk, are adults, old people, and elderly people, and children alike, all sorts. And can I get a might check from the four of you? Sorry.
Dang darn it! Something.
Ooh, I rolled an 18.
I got a 6.
Got an 11.
13.
All right. So, Tegan and Walt, you hit the edge of town, and you almost immediately feel like you are intoxicated a bit.
Oh.
Wow. Wow.
Am I just tired, or did I find some of my own hooch?
Oh no, not again.
Wow.
Not again.
Stop hitting me.
I think it's a thing again.
They burn another effigy?
Or hit another one of them relics.
Oh boy. Wow. I haven't felt like this in a long time.
I didn't do anything to say.
We need to get you two out of this town. I hate to say it. Maybe Walter's house. Maybe if we can cut through, we can get to Walter's.
Yeah, I need to go check on my bees.
Yeah, your bees. That's right. That's right.
What do my bees do when I'm not home?
They buzz.
Oh, buzz off.
They don't want you buzzing around.
So you cross town. The two of you are kind of stumbling about doing so. The other two are holding you up probably. And as you exit the town, it may take you, like in a span of 5 or so minutes, the intoxicating feeling just sort of fades away and you're just like normal again.
Walt, you have to deal with that.
Why do we always have to deal with everything?
I don't know. Why are we the responsible ones? I'm not supposed to be responsible. I'm supposed to be in the woods making things that may or may not explode. I don't know. And maybe making some money. I'm not made for this, Walt.
This town's a damn mess.
It really is.
It's all gommed up.
And everyone's going to die. It just chimes in.
What? What?
Puts the hands over Penny's ears and is like, not in front of the child, Doc.
She couldn't react the first time. She was asleep.
Yeah.
What?
And you get to the edge of Walter's property. And Walter, you see there are tire tracks that run into your property.
Somebody been here.
Yo, relatives.
I sure hope not.
Are your bees?
Are my
Keep your
traps
hives.
sprung?
And you turn the corner and you see a truck over by your beehive that was there before, and it starts driving off down the property, and your beehive ain't there.
What?
Yeah, you just see this car kind of going down. It's not even a road. It's just a big green area. It rolls down. It eventually will wind around to a road. You know that where it'll wind around to, but there's a bunch of woods and stuff, and you would have to. And then it dawns on you that you realize the directions they were checking, they were probably looking for routes that don't have woods in the way. And there are a couple you know of. If you want to get to the
What happened to the
roads.
trap?
Yeah, so I take it they didn't snap the trap.
You do not see anyone that snapped in the trap.
Well,
I will use inspire aggression on Walter just in case. So you just hear my voice start to rasp, and I say, with almost that nails on chalk kind of sound again, you need to get them or something like that. But all it does is give you an asset to might based attacks in case you try to get this truck or something.
I was gonna say it wouldn't have taken much to push me over the edge. I was already there. And I immediately picture like a Forrest Gump just chasing them.
Yeah, you know where they're going to have to go to get off the property and get to a road. And you could, if you were fast, you could cut them off before they could make the big turn at the bend. You know.
I'm gonna do it.
All right, let me get a speed roll from you, cutting through all the woods and stuff, making sure you don't end up face palming a tree.
I whether this helps or not, I am trained in calling to mind minor detail or trivia. If that helps me remember spare branches and things to jump over and whatever.
I don't know if I'd consider that trivia. I think your survival would probably do better than that, I would think.
Sure.
What do the rest of you do when you see Walt take off?
I'm gonna try and follow Walt. I'm not quite as fast.
Take it, you see that your trap had been set. It just did not.
Mhm.
There's not a trap person.
I'm gonna grab what I can from that trap with me.
But there is blood on it.
Yeah.
Oh no. Benny's also gonna follow Walt. Running. Benny has fleet of foot though.
Oh.
So I can spend a speed point to move very quickly.
Nice. Walt, you start turning the bend, and you get to a point where you have to jump over the edge of a hill and whatnot, and you see this car turning the bend. It's not really a road here. It's just unblocked areas of grass and weeds and things like that. And you see this truck coming around, and you see two people sitting in the front seat. One of them bleeding, looks like from the inside. You know, you can see blood on them.
Mm-hmm.
And they look up, and you see they try and accelerate to try and beat you to the corner. Can you make me? What are you going to do when you get to this point?
I probably still have the fire poker with me, don't I?
Okay.
I'm gonna javelin that thing into one of their tires.
I think that would be a speed roll because it's you don't really have it as a weapon or nothing.
I think that's about the best I can do.
Yeah, I mean it's a light weapon. Oh, you know how to throw a hatchet though. It's not quite the same, but I think that'd be similar.
Or I could throw the hunting knife. I apparently have a hunting knife as well.
Yep. Yeah, the knife. Yeah, you could throw the knife. You actually have some skill with that.
Yeah, I'll take whatever I can throw best. I'm gonna throw something sharp and try and pop a tire.
Do it. Roll it. You roll.
I'm gonna put an effort into it. I don't know if that helps, but I have a 6. Or I rolled a 6.
Yeah, so the knife hits the car, doesn't get the tire, and you find yourself coming face to face with the car that's trying to, I mean, I say barreling down the grasslands, but barreling on a car that old is not all that fast.
Right.
And it's not even the easiest ground. But you can get to the edge of the car after throwing. The knife is stuck in part of the car, but not in the tire. And you're right there at the car.
Are they moving toward me or away me?
Toward
Away from
you.
me.
Now you're at a point where they're going to cross you here. They have to go through here to get out.
So okay, this is a stretch. So I have both draw item and push as abilities. Would I be able to try and either draw or push the steering wheel of their car or of their truck?
Loose item. I don't think you could draw at them, but I think you could push. You couldn't draw at them because it's not a free object. The steering wheel is held tight and they're trying to control it. But you could push against it and try and steer them off.
I'm going to try it.
All right.
So that's going to cost me 2 intellect. And then do you want me to roll for that? Or
Yeah,
how would you like to
I
do
think
that?
you need to make an intellect roll. Or actually, it's using magic roll is what you're doing.
Okay. And I am trained in that.
Yep.
And I rolled yet another 6, and I need to retire this dice.
All right. So you go to push the car, maintains its control, and it goes right past you at that moment. And you see inside these two people that, had you seen them before? I know that Erwin had, Reese and Owain shown. Erwin had, and
He had, but not
Tegan
up close, from a distance.
All right, so you would have recognized them, and if you had seen them even from a distance, right up close, and their eyes go wide open when they see you there, and they seem to be panicking as much as you, or as much as you were at the house, perhaps. And they steer to try and avoid you, go through a bit of a rough area, and you see the car kind of like go up on the embankment a bit and come back down. It slows the car down, but they're still moving.
Can Benny do something real stupid?
Sure. Y'all can do something stupid.
Mm.
I'm
I
always
got
for
one
Benny's-
stupid thing to try.
Benny's gonna do. This is real dumb. I should not do this. So Benny running like full speed behind Walt kind of catches up as this truck is like had to weave a little bit. While Benny's running, Benny wants to transform into a bear and launch herself at the side of the truck to like push the truck.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah, that is stupid. I love it.
It's going to cost me both a speed and a bunch of, and I don't even have enough for effort to know that I'll be competent at the time. But I
Desperate
can't turn
measures.
into a large bear. I could turn into probably a decent sized bear.
Yeah. All right.
And just mid run, just boom, try and hit the side of the truck.
Do it.
Okay.
I'm excited to see you not miss.
Well, I certainly hope so. What do you want me to roll for that now that I've subtracted all of my dang
I
points?
think it would be. Let me look at your character sheet real quick.
Okay, I did just realize I have inability in moving, bending, and breaking things, but that's human Benny. I don't know about bear Benny. Maybe
Right, because when you're human, you're very small. That's why
I'm
you have
very
that
small.
inability.
When I'm bear, I'm not as
Yeah, you're
small.
not. You're not as small. You're not a huge bear, but you're bigger than Benny, and you're running at full speed. So I'm gonna let that bend. I think you need to make a speed roll to hit. You can make the change quickly. That's not an issue.
Okay.
Because you don't really have any kind of combat skill with hand-to-hand fighting or nothing.
No, I just have light medium weapons, and then I've got some defense stuff. Okay. Ooh. Wasn't there something about spending an experience point to reroll?
Yes, you can use an experience point and re-roll a roll. And it can be someone else's roll too, not your own. You can give it to another player.
No, I'm doing it myself. Okay, so that's still just an 8.
All right. So the truck, you hit the embankment where the truck was just a moment ago, and the truck turns that corner, or not turns the corner, is sliding sideways to avoid, it was trying to avoid Walter. You came through, Walter, you see this bear come charging through and hit the embankment. You probably saw Benny transform right before your eyes and try and hit the truck. And the truck is slowed, but it's not stopped. You know, it hit that embankment from you. It didn't get hit by the bear, but it continues down the road some, trying to get away from y'all.
Is it still traveling fast enough that I wouldn't be able to catch it on foot?
No, you could probably catch it on foot if you at full speed. So could the bear. It has been slowed down by riding up the embankment and coming back down.
Would you say it's been slowed down enough where I could maybe get in the road in front of it? If I came down a little bit.
You could try and come down in front of it. It's always good to be hit by a car. That's a good way to.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it because I got a bunch of stuff in my arms, and what I'm gonna try to do. Some of it's spiky. I'm gonna get in front of it, drop it all on the ground, and just try to leap out of the way.
Make me a speed check.
Okay.
I'm sorry, my wife brought me a pretzel from. She was working at the stadium, and soft pretzels. I'm just such a sucker for them. So.
Oh my gosh, they're the best.
With the hot cheese. It is 17.
You get in front, drop. What do you drop exactly?
The stuff that I had picked up to see the blood on the trap, and just drop it and jump out of it.
Bits of sharp objects and baubles. Make me an attack roll against the vehicle.
That's 15.
So you drop some stuff, you hit a tire, and one of the tires, you hear like it blows. You see Tegan get out of the way, and the car, they don't stop, but they ain't going very fast now, and they're still driving, trying to get away. They're ahead of everyone now, but they're not going very fast.
I am going to book it up to them, and I would also like to, assuming I catch up to it, like to activate my Masters the Swarm ability, Influence Swarm, and I am going to swarm frickin' truck.
Yes.
Use your ability.
All right. So
How does that happen when you do it? So, master the swarm.
I master one type
Yep.
of small creature, be it my bees, and they respond to me in number. So whether you want to take that as they just come to me or
Yep. No, you can
flavor-wise,
get them to do things.
okay. Flavor-wise, I'm hoping that I can catch up to them and like they swarm up my arm, and I'm just like, you motherfucker.
I have a question though. What happens to a queen bee when you master the swarm? Will they leave the hive? Because queen bees do not normally leave a hive. If I'm correct, if I remember correctly.
I would agree, unless they swarm, in which case there could be a second queen, but that's a whole other topic of discussion.
If the hive is actually at risk, the queen will leave the hive and go start a new hive.
Okay.
Too much Discovery Channel as a child.
If I can influence her to know that she is in danger, then perhaps she will leave the hive and take refuge in my beard about right there.
So I would say that you need to make a roll for using magic to create the effect of what you wanted to do beyond, because the queen bee leaving is a pretty big major effect, more so than swarming the beehive, I actually think.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is swarming the hive with the intent of stopping these folk.
Yeah, to fill the car with the bees.
Yeah, whether the queen comes out or not.
Yeah. All right.
That is
terrifying.
Ooh,
and
that
perfect,
is
and I
much
love
That's
it.
the scariest thing we've done so far.
Oh, don't mess with a man and his bees.
I know, I love it so much, but also, ooh, hoo, hoo.
That is a 16 on the dice.
Finally.
And you feel. Explain to us what you feel when you connect with them and.
The amount of rage that Walt feels rivals that of the hurt he felt when he lost his kin, because they are his kin. His bees are his kin, and when he needs to connect with them, it is like a bolt of lightning kind of connection. Like, we are on the same page. There is no communication. It is just sheer reaction to one another's will. And so they react immediately to the rage and the fact that I'm trying to save them or that they are in danger.
All right.
And react as such.
And the car fills with the buzzing of bees, the windows that are open. You see bees start coming out almost like a smoke screen around the car. And the car pulls over to the side and kind of ends up slowing almost on its own as people roll out the sides of the doors while it's moving. I'm going to roll for them. See if they take damage. They do not. So they roll out when it's going slow, and they stand up, both of them. There's a woman and a man there. The woman has got a big couple gashes across her chest and shoulder, an arm on one side. Apparently Tegan's trap did go off. They just continued anyway. And can I get initiative rolls from everyone?
Yeah.
Another 16.
Gonna be a 6.
3. Feel like
Okay.
Walter's just catching up out of breath, like you know? Or
I
not
only got
Walter,
a
sorry.
2, but my initiative is eased with danger sense.
Okay.
But I still only got a 2, so I don't.
Yeah, so that eases it by 1, so it adds 3. All right, so Walt, of course, you're the angriest one. You are going to be going first.
I'm immediately grabbing the man, who I assume.
Well, you have to get up to them. You're not right on them.
Oh, okay.
They're out ahead of you.
Well, then I'm gonna get up on them.
Okay. You're going to do a full move to get into tight quarters. And there are bees buzzing this whole area, by the way. Not that that bothers you. You kind of appreciate the beauty of the swarm. And you make your move to them. They go next. All right. You see the man as you come raise his hand up to you, and you feel a tug on your swarm like you have never felt. And he starts yelling out, "To me!" to the bees, and his eyes go black and yellow like a bee himself. And you feel the tug of their bees like they don't know what to do with this. The woman takes from her purse a pistol and aims it not at you, Walt, but at the bear that's much scarier than you. Can I get a defense roll from you, Benny?
Okay, I'm trained in might defense.
Okay, that's a good thing.
12.
All right. So you get hit by a small arms pistol, and you take 3 points of damage from this thing. And boy, that's a stinger.
Hey, it's real sad she's about to die. Anyway.
All right, we are down to 6 taken. You
What?
guys rolled so bad.
Y'all rolled terrible. I'm gonna move as far towards the woman as possible, and if I get close enough, I'm just gonna launch myself at her.
All right, so you're getting into the same space. You're kind of in the same place as Walt. Both of you trying to get it close enough to physically attack.
Mm-hmm. She just shot a child.
She shot a bear. Benny, what are you doing?
I'm also I'm full on, like, I don't know how much I need to move to launch myself at this woman.
You can reach them.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna launch myself at this woman and attempt to knock her on the ground.
All right. Make me well, you're going to get there with your speed. Make me a might check to knock her down. And you are eased by 1 for being a freaking bear. Did you just roll a 4 with the easing?
No, I'm going to spend another experience because this is ridiculous.
Yeah, some dice are just...
Okay, 19. There we go.
Oh, nice. Not only do you hit, you get to do a little extra damage and get an effect of your choosing.
That 2 that I rolled was not going to cut it.
No.
Okay. An effect of my choosing?
Yep. Could be knocking them prone. It could be being on top of them. Whatever you need it to be.
I was going to say to, like, restrain her underneath me.
So you bring your weight down and have that become, a thing to hold her to the ground, hold her prone.
Hopefully in such a way that she can't just, like, flick her wrist and point her gun at me. But I don't want to push it. But yes.
All right. So you hit her.
I changed my mind.
Okay.
I changed my... Because then I thought about the gun. And I feel like you take more damage if it's right at your head. My extra effect, if it can be both knocking her over and knocking the gun out of her hand, yes. If not, knocking the gun out of her hand is the priority.
All right, so you can knock the gun out of her hand. You won't land on top of her, but you would knock her over. So you knock her over, the gun flies. She's not under you, but the gun is out far enough.
Whew.
That was 5, 3. Erwin, what are you doing?
Yep. So I'm pretty far away, but I start shouting really loudly in this strange tongue, and I'll use shake the bones on the one that we'll use it on the one that the bear is attacking. And so it's basically an intellect based attack that does 4 damage if it hits.
Yep. And it. So they have to hear and understand you, which they can do. Yep. All right. So you shake the bones, you see her rack with pain, and then you see her arms and head. She's on the ground already. Just collapse and go and fall like she just went unconscious.
Nice.
And you, Benny, see this woman just sort of like, it's like she got punched in the body all at once, and she's shook and shook, and then her eyes glazed over for a moment, and she is laying in front of you. Back up to Walt. So you see this person trying to pull the bees away from you using your own kind of magic. Those.
I'm gonna attempt to not be taken completely off guard by that. And
I don't think you succeeded at that.
you're probably right. Did I guess when I threw the implement to
the knife?
to attempt, yeah, did you have me throwing a knife or did it end up
the
being...
knife?
Okay, so if I still have the fire poker,
You do.
I am basically just hitting him across the face.
Okay, so you how dare you?
Oh yeah, 100%.
All right, attack.
You get an asset on it, remember, if it's mic based.
That is correct.
What is with these dice? I keep rolling 6s and 16s, and I rolled a 6 this time.
But it's eased by 1, so it's a 9. So when you go to do this, he backs away and he tries to get the swarm to attack you, and they refuse. And then his eyes go wide and he reaches to his holster, and he has a gun on his side too.
So I missed him.
You missed him, yes.
Damn.
Tegan.
Can I get to the gun the woman drops?
You can. It's right over there.
Cool. Can I use it to shoot the dude?
You can get the gun and take a shot. You'll be hindered one because it's kind of a speed shot to run over, grab it, and swing and shoot.
Because I figured if I miss, now he at least knows someone's shooting at him.
Yep. Do so.
That is going to be a 16.
A 16 hits. You see it. You see Walt. He gets hit from behind with a gun from Tegan on the other side of the truck, and he stumbles forward. The bees, it's like they disconnect from him, and they swarm over onto your body and cover part of you. Like they don't. They cover you like they would.
The connection is better
to be protected.
Right.
Benny, what are you doing now? You have this woman is down and Tegan has gotten the gun.
I mean, I think Benny's just like real one-track mind. Like, she's now gonna like go around and try and take that dude out. Like, try and
All right.
maul is not the right word, but kind of maul. Just like
Mini maul.
also pushing over.
Like a kid's
Maim.
mauling.
You know.
A kid's mall.
All right. You can do it. You can get around there fast enough. You're fast.
Okay.
As a
Gonna
bear.
make a might roll.
Yep.
Damn it. I'm beginning to think this dice is broken. I'm going to put it away because that was only a 3.
Yeah.
Better than a 1. Yeah, so you
It is.
get over there and you make your mauling attack moving fast, and he probably when he got shot, it kind of threw off where it was going to be, and you end up leaping past, landing on the embankment. Now you're on the same side as Walter, but you did miss.
We're going to, just for flavor, because I truly think that this is the biggest creature Benny's ever been.
Oh, for sure.
And so she's, aims a little off. There's a little more body than she's used to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Erwin, what are you doing?
I'm pretty far away, I think, so I'm just gonna start running towards them. Use a move for my entire
Close
action.
the gap. All right.
Yeah.
He pulls his gun out and he shoots at you, Walter. Can you make me a defense roll?
That is just a D20 again, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Neither eased nor hindered.
Or I rolled a 14, and then I still have wrap.
Barely misses you. And his eyes go wide, realizing how many people are around him. And he turns to try and run. Walter.
If he's gonna go to turn to run, I'm just gonna try and tackle him
All right.
with emphasis on the gun.
All right. Make me a roll. You might roll.
Where'd that dice go?
And he is injured from the gunshot wound. Welcome from afar, and David Tilstra, thanks for the raid.
That is a 5 on the dice, but I also still have the boon, I think, from the professor.
You do. Yeah. 5, 8. Yeah, you do not tackle him. You miss when you get over to him, and he continues trying to move away. Tegan.
I mean, if he's run for it, I'm gonna shoot him again if I need to move into
In
a
the
better
back?
spot. Yeah,
All right,
he
shoot in
stole
the back.
the beast.
All right, shoot away.
13.
And you shoot, and it barely misses. Maybe it even grazes his clothes. Just off. He's moving pretty quick. Benny, what are you doing as a bear?
That might have been the funniest question I've heard today.
Benny the bear.
What are you doing as a bear?
Benny the baby bear.
Yeah, what am I doing as a bear? I'm so silly. No, Benny One Track Mind is gonna attempt to maul again.
All right. So,
Just
Walt, you see the bear
one.
catch up and try and do a mini mauling on the man running. Everyone's trying to attack him in the back.
Okay, well, it's fine. A 7. I'm just done with. Maybe it's the table.
New
You're
table.
just not
that's-
used to being a bear. It's just a bigger bit of flesh than you're used to being. I mean, remember, you were a fox last time. That's a much smaller animal.
It's just getting unbearable.
Nice.
Welcome, Midwest Miniatures guy. Also, thank you for raiding us. We're in the middle of, a swarm war.
Winning a fight.
Erwin, you catch up to the group, although they're moving to the other path. They're moving away from you as you're moving towards them, but they're not moving at the same speed necessarily, since they're actually moving while in combat.
Yeah, and I see Walter try to tackle this guy and miss. So he's probably like either coming towards the ground or going towards the ground. So if I can get to him, I'll try to like grab him and almost like throw him towards the guy as a help action to try to give him an additional asset on his next action.
All right. And when you do this, you see him turn, and suddenly he turns on the bee charm, and the bees start buzzing in the air and they start swarming at everyone else. Can you make me an intellect roll to see if you can maintain control, Walt, of your swarm?
I can certainly try. I'm going to try an additional dice that I have not tried yet.
Good idea.
I rolled another 6.
Not the
That's
best
3
idea.
sixes.
So
on a
for-
different
Evil.
on a different dice entirely.
So just for a moment, the swarm seems to be pulled away from you because you weren't expecting the turn and it taking the swarm back, and it swarms Professor Hayes and the bear, although the bear does not care at all. But Professor Hayes, you are suddenly covered in stinging bees.
Not the bees.
Oh no!
But the weirdest thing when those bees swarm is within the sounds of all the bees, you hear their voices, it seems like, whispering inside like in bee tones, or, oh my gosh, are the bees part of the whatever's happening with you? And they fade away. As you get stung, you take a point of damage from the swarm of bees. We are back up to Walt.
I'm gonna. So is he standing still now?
He is, and he's got his hand out trying to cause the swarm to defend him against your friends.
I'm gonna like kind of grab his hand that he tried controlling with, whether that does anything or not, and then attempt to tackle him truly this time.
All right, Mike.
And that was a 16.
That is so funny. 6 and 16. You grab the hand and you got the might you need to tackle him down, or to bring his hand back off of his outstretching, and you can do damage as a physical attack if you wish, or you can use it to grapple.
I think I want to take him to the ground.
All right.
Like try and restrain him.
And you put your weight towards to try and affect that. We'll get back to that in a moment. Tegan, what are you doing?
I think I'm gonna try and run over to where they're wrestling on the ground, and I just want to like hit him with the gun to try and maybe knock him out. Bad. Down.
Roll. You can roll to hit with that. That could happen. I like the way you swung with the gun too. That was very genteel of you.
Bad. That's gonna be a 17.
Oh, that hits. You will do a point of damage from that, hitting him hard with the gun. With the butt of the gun. Benny, what are you doing?
Okay, so I'm thinking that with the guy he's pinned now, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm not thinking that the bear can get in there with Walt and Tegan.
You could get in there and push them out of there.
No, I don't think she would do that. Can I assist them by putting the fear of bear into this guy and like roaring in his face?
You may.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Give me a
Apparently, all of my assists are screen based.
Well, that's what happens
We'll
when you're a
grin,
beast.
Barrett.
So you bring
That was unbearable.
I already did that one.
you bring your presence to bear on him, and it gets back around. Oh, Erwin, what are you doing? The bees swarmed
Screaming,
you for a moment,
mostly.
stung you.
I'd like to
I'm
take
so
an action to
screaming.
scream.
It's pretty much it. I
Screaming
feel like
is a
I'm
free action.
screaming and just trying to like get bees off myself. Like I don't want to stop, drop, and roll, but I'm
All right.
just like
Walt,
trying to
you
pat them off.
feel-
And...
You feel suddenly that some of your bees are being hurt, maybe even some being killed. Like you sense it. Because the bees
sure,
also
it's on
sense it.
purpose.
They can feel it when others of their kind are the pheromones are released, and they can actually end up swarming for real in a way that isn't as controllable as the way you would swarm them.
So I have this guy restrained.
Yep.
Can I yell over to like while I'm still on top of this guy, yell over to the professor. You need to stay calm.
Yeah.
You see, Walter, I think I'm allergic. Please.
And so I'm gonna like push my forearm into this guy's throat to keep him from doing whatever he could potentially do, and I'm gonna attempt to influence the swarm to try and get them off of the professor.
Yeah, you can do that. You can recontrol them. And you see with the bear on him that him being hit by from you and Tegan, he just drops the gun and goes and gives up. All right. You punch him in again, Tegan?
Yeah.
He takes a point
Go to
of damage.
sleep. Go to sleep.
I was gonna say I might. I think I want to punch him too, with the intent to knock him out.
That's what Tegan's doing. Tegan's not very good at might things, so she's just like, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
All right, you can both roll. Get your attempt. All takes a good high roll.
Well, a 2 probably ain't gonna do it.
No, that
12.
you punch the ground underneath it almost.
I'm so
Yeah,
pissed.
Yeah, he moves his head when he sees the fist coming down. Like, I give up. You ain't got to punch me out.
12.
I motioned to Tegan. I'm like, help me tie him up.
Go get rope or something from the trap that was left in the middle of the road.
And you're able to restrain him pretty well with your
And
capabilities.
let's tie the other one up too.
When you get over to her, she's actually dead.
No.
Ooh.
Yeah, Erwin's like feeling her pulse and stuff, probably while they're tying up the first
Yeah,
one.
and you feel she has no pulse.
Like, we murdered her.
I'm just gonna not even like. I'm gonna attempt to block that information out for a moment. So which one are you, Reese or Owain?
I'm Reese.
What do you think
You
you're
know-
doing with my bees?
I was taking them back home where they belong.
Where they belong?
Yeah, your grandpappy stole the bees from our hives, took the queen.
That's a damn rumor. You know it.
I don't think it's no rumor. All our hives, they died off right after you left. We've been trying to find you for a generation. You and your family, bunch of thieves. You ain't right. It ain't right to have a
Talk about my family like that.
Hagen raises the gun and like looks at Walt. Like, what we to do again?
I heard what happened. Your grandpappy left the country and took the queen with him, and we found you. You'll never have your hive be safe from us again.
And Walter is just like gobsmacked by this. Visually gobsmacked by this.
I see. You didn't know the truth. You thought it were rumor, like you said. Well, the truth hurts, I guess. It's been hurting us for a long time.
Why the hell wouldn't my grandpappy steal him in the first place?
I don't know, because he's a thieving son of a bitch. Was.
Watch your damn mouth.
That hive will not be safe. I'm just telling you.
Is that a threat?
It's a promise.
With that, I am going to punch him out.
Okay. He's in a position not to be able to do anything about it. And you can punch him enough to knock him out pretty quickly, but it will take a good bunch of punches and it will take him out.
It's going to feel real good for Walter.
So you all see
And
Walter kind of go just rabid.
There's like a dramatic camera shift to look at the hives, and then you just see a paw dip into them and then dip back out.
Oh, and there's a touch of golden,
And the back of the
delicious.
truck is dipped down a little bit as the bear is getting into the hives.
You just get in there and oh my gosh, it is the loveliest taste. It's almost overwhelming to your senses. Like you lose yourself in the joy of what you're tasting as you tear a bit of the wood away. And it's kind of quiet under the punching and stuff. They don't even know what's happening. And you're just, oh my gosh.
Probably for the best. Benny misses the punch-a-thon.
Penny, you're embarrassing me on the stream. Stop it.
No, that's okay. It's not embarrassing. He's being a bear digging into the honey trap.
No, Penny, my cat.
Yeah, your cat's
decided...
being the bear digging in.
Oh my goodness.
It's a black bear too.
Providing a visual representation.
Yeah. Showing us what's happening.
Erwin says, Walter, you heard it. They'll keep coming. Maybe murder isn't so bad in such a situation. Maybe you don't have a choice. He starts subtly and somewhat creepily like egging you on a little bit.
Gives me the creeps. So Walter, after punching him out, he kind of, like goes and sits on the embankment and is just like head and hands, just knuckles bloodied.
And when you look up, you see the black bear is digging into the honey of the hive.
And he's not even mad at this, but like, Benny, now come on. Just like appreciating the brief moment of levity.
Also, when not altered by magic, beast form only lasts for 10 minutes. So I'm pretty sure that at some point it just is Benny with honey covered hands.
We'll have you transform right in front of Walter right now, and you just see suddenly she's standing by the hive, and that big bear shrinks down into Benny and mid lick honey all over her hand.
Hagen's gonna sit by Walter and just kind of like awkwardly do the like friend shoulder pat.
Walter is very perturbed, and he
I would
literally
expect so.
mentions to everyone, I need some time to think about this.
Yeah.
Can we stash this son of a bitch someplace?
I mean, if you want, well, we can take care of it. People disappear up here all the time.
I'm not finished with them yet, though.
Oh, okay.
But I need some time to think this over before I determine what I need to do.
We should probably get rid of her then.
Yeah.
And I think this is a good place to break, actually. With that's a good last comment on an evening of violence
Nice.
and terror.
It took us how long to get to fighting, and then it's nothing but fight. That's all the way down.
This was an intense episode.
Yeah, it was definitely intense. It was the most action-packed one, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Opening to closing. Almost. Well, thank you, Raiders. I want to especially thank Midwest Miniatures Guy and From Afar Podcast, David Tilstra. Awesome people. Thank you for joining us tonight, catching the end of the evening. A little bit of bear fighting, pistol shooting, swarm wrangling, and trap dropping, and whispers on the wind. We'll see you next week. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.
Burning rock, crackle smoke out of the mountain's mouth, hollowed by a cut, by a slash, by a fiery blow. Running through the valley like it's running through my veins, while red-eyed crows keep watch underneath the blood-red moon. My slunch-wise soul cries out to rise up against the tide of dusty songs cut hard from the dark mountain stone. Cut hard from the dark mountain stone. Cut hard from the dark